gets going, it gets going. So I'll turn it over to Miss Cynthia. Please take us out on the field in this beautiful morning.
Yay. You know, I love a Monday out of the field talk with you guys. Man, we're almost through the year, you guys. We have got, we got to get some folks in a contract, right? Because what is it, 45 days basically until the end of the year. So we got to get cracking, we got to get rolling. But when you're doing that, when you're out doing your hustle, please make sure that you're taking care of yourself. Make sure that you are being aware of your surroundings. Like Lisa Chavez, you know, she had that creepy situation happen that you guys can read about on Slack. But if she would have been not paying attention, some craziness could have happened. But she was aware because she's in the right mindset. So make sure that you're taking care of yourself holistically while you're out there hustling as well. Pack your little lunches, get yourself some almonds so you don't have to stop and get some French fries, as much as we love those French fries. Take care of yourself so that you can go out and take care of others.
Beautiful. I love it. So Cynthia, I haven't seen the message on, hey, Jeff, can you take your camera off? I love you, bro, but it's a little distracting for me. Thank you. So Cynthia, for the people that haven't seen it, can you tell us what that was in Slack, please?
Yeah. So she had a killer open house, tons of attendees, but she was wrapping up and this dude that had already toured the house, already toured the garage, came back in and from the message, it looked like they were there by themselves at that point. He asked her, and the garage was kind of like in a basement setting, she said. And he asked her to like come out and show him or had questions about the electrical, but he was trying to get her out to the garage, right? So, things happen like in a drop of a dime. So just be super careful. Luckily nothing happened and maybe nothing would have happened, but she had that situational awareness to be like, oh, nope, not going into a basement with anyone at the end of my open house.
Yeah, totally. And so you guys, and particularly where we are, no matter where you are in the Bay, but, Jen and I have had this conversation quite a bit. It's like you guys, as much as we're busy, we're on the phones, we're talking, we're closing deals, we're doing everything that we're doing. Like you need to get off of your phone. You need to scan the area. You need to have situational awareness. You need to make sure that you might not have your fanciest of purses, but is your purse or is your fancy bag already in the trunk? Or are you getting out, then put it in the trunk, and then you're a target, right? Like you need to make sure, like, everything that's going around. That car looks a little sketchy. I'm going to circle the block once or twice to see what's going on. So full situational awareness, you guys. There's too many opportunistic people out there. There's too many people taking advantage of people, and there's too many break-ins in the Bay Area right now. So watch your back. Have full situational awareness. And so Cynthia, I appreciate you sharing that. And let's move on, you guys. Good to see everybody on this beautiful morning. So I want to share some thoughts. I have copious amounts of notes for this morning, and then I'm going to turn it over to you guys. But a couple things that I wanted to talk about. First things first, I want to continue on this conversation of this cadence of accountability. Because if I don't continue on this conversation of cadence of accountability, then we're never going to get in rhythm. And like I said, I'm a patient person when it comes to this. The cadence of accountability is going to take some time. I'm going to tell you guys this, and this comes from over 500 top teams in the nation. If you guys, and when you use Sisu effectively, when you guys are tracking your stats, when you guys are tracking how many conversations you guys are having, how many showings that you're going on, how many offers that you're writing, and everything that we have been talking to you guys about, I promise you, and this is only based on experience around us, when you have something to measure, then you're able to grow from that because you're able to see what is working and what is not working. This is your business. You guys have a tool right now that is going to help you improve on every level of your game. But if you don't do it, then you're going to look back like, damn, well, what did I do? I did talk to some people at an open house. I did walk a neighborhood. I met 7 people at the grocery store last Friday, but there's no way to really organize those things. So what I want to encourage everyone to do, what I want to push everybody to do, and what I want to declare on these coaching calls is that we're going to commit to getting better and improving our stats. That's it, you guys. Because at the end of the year, you want to look back like, damn, I had 1,000 conversations about real estate and I was able to convert X amount of people, right? So you want to be able to look at this in a true organic way. But the only way that you're able to do that is by tracking and listening. Listen, nothing is perfect. I don't expect everything to change overnight, right? But I'd rather you go in and be like, you know what? I did have some conversation. Okay, I think I did around 7 hit the 7 conversations in CC for that day. All I want you guys to do is to improve and get better in where you are. The way to do that is by tracking and tracking and tracking and tracking. Then when we have a session together, say to me and says, all right, Elias, when I have a session with you, I want to kind of fine tune a couple areas of my business. What can I do? I could pull up a CC report and I could look at Demi and I'm like, damn, bro, like you're doing this, you got your conversations. There's a gap right there. How do we improve that metric right there? So he's able to look at his business in a different way. So what I want to encourage everyone to do, what I want to implore everyone to do, and what I want to push everyone to do is to get into CC, you guys. I promise you, this tool alone will help you improve the quality of your business. I say this because I'm seeing teams all across the country doing it, and we are going to start moving more and more into CSU. Cadence of accountability. Like I said, you guys, we're just learning the rhythm right now, but over time, it's just going to be this rhythmic cadence that we've all came together and we've started doing this. So I wrote this because I shared this on my story yesterday, and I thought about you guys. So what changes people is when your should becomes a must. Okay. I didn't say this. Tony Robbins said this, and I heard this years and years ago. And I want to say that one more time. What changes people is when your should becomes a must. There's so many things in our business right now, like, God damn it, I should do that. I should make the call. I should follow up with that person, but gosh darn it, it's been so long. I don't even know if they're going to remember me. You know what? I'm not going to call, right? I should send those emails. I should create a video and send it to a client today. I should. But if it's a should, then it's a negotiable for you. It's a negotiable, right? If it's a must, there is no fucking way that I'm not doing this because it's a must, right? When you suddenly change the thing that should happen into a must, that's when success happens, right? The old analogy, take the island. Well, if the only option is we must take this island, not I should take that island. Good thing we got the boats in case we don't. We're just going to head on out in the boats, right? But my army pulls up to the island and says, you know what? We must take this island. So burn those boats. Burn them down, all the food, everything, because we're taking this island. This is our new home. There's a must there. So you guys have to look at your life and say, when human beings change and grow, it's when they change from I should do things to a must. I had someone tell me the other day, all I want is more time with my family. I want to be able to spend more time with my daughter. I want to be able to do 10 deals a year at a $1.5 million higher price point. So that we talked about the activity. We talked about the action plan. We talked about implementation. The one thing that they know that they can do to change their business is to create videos and get out into the market that they want to expose themselves into. And they said, well, yeah, I'm really fearful of that. Well, you're not going to let the fear of creating a video and creating content about your community hold you back from spending time with your daughter and going on these family vacations. So you have to make that a must. No matter what, I must make my phone calls in order for me to have a better life for my family. I must do these things. So whatever's going on in your life, you have to look at and you have to unpack and be like, what are the musts that I do in my life? Not should I. Should leaves room for negotiation. There's no negotiation in this, you guys. This is your opportunity to change, to look at things. Nothing can stop your momentum of your dream if the dream is strong enough, right? Like, and I'm glad that Kenny's on this morning because I want him to share this. Because when we sought out to build this company, remind you, there was 10 people that came over from Climb Real Estate. The year before we came to EXP, we did like $59 million in production. Good year, really good year. Then we came to EXP. We did 126 million and ended up at about 87 agents for last year. Great year. Now to fast forward where we are. There's over 68,000 EXP agents and teams throughout the world through EXP. And we are number 2 in the entire world.
Damn.
So, and you guys, I get emotional about this because I've been on this journey with Kenny since day one. I am 100% all in. And he knows that I never waver. He knows that I work my ass off for him, for you, for this company, because there's a must in my life that this company succeeds. There was a must when Kenny sought out to build this company. You know what he's always wanted? To be number 1. Kenny's a super, super competitive cat. Super competitive cat. So when we talked about, there was never, we should do that. No, we're going to do that. Let's do it, Elias. We ready? I'm fucking, dude, I'm ready. We didn't even have a lot of the answers. And we still don't have a lot of the answers. But what we did is we believed. And we said, this is our must. And look at where we are now. So Kenny, since you're on, bro, I wanted to first off, just let's give Kenny a giant round of a fucking applause. Let's give all you guys a round of applause. Right? Because, you know, it's the vision and then it's the talent, right? He can't do it alone. We can't do it alone. And so Kenny, man, I just want to give you the mic for a minute. I'm obviously hyped up this morning. I'm excited. I'm living in my must. And so just want to turn the mic over to you for a second.
I mean, I wasn't really prepared. It just, you know, like we came in technically the stats are from November to November. So Dan Bear's team was ahead of us by a little bit because they did over 300 million last year. But, you know, we came at number 1, but we saw this coming literally like not even halfway through the year. So, you know, it's all about, you know, having the vision and, you know, executing the leading indicators. So you have the lagging indicators, which is commissions and the sales volume. And, you know, we've been talking, we know we need to do that. Like Cece is tracking, right? Like, so you know, we need to do that. I knew that I need to open X number of offices. I've been talking about this since last July. If you go back to my Instagram story, it's been over a year. It's like, this is what we're doing. This is how we're going to do it. This is where we're going. And if people did this and this will happen, this. So, you know, just, I don't know, it's a really big deal, obviously, to be number 2 in the company and number 1, which will actually triple the next person next year. It just, you know, but really sticking to what needs to be done. I don't know, like I keep things pretty simple. You know, it's just take the actions and things will happen.
You guys, it's really that simple. There's a must. When we operate as a senior leadership team, there's a must. Must is we must protect our culture. We must do things to bring together the team. We must find ways to better support the agents, right? Because when you guys are happy and you guys feel loved and you guys feel supported, what's going to happen is you're going to spread the word. You're going to feel comfortable in this environment. You're going to be like, this is my team. I'm rocking with them. So we're always thinking, you guys, and the must for us is doing everything that we possibly can to create.
Well, it's a must, and then leave out the stuff that you don't really need to do. Too many people spend their time being busy, just be busy. You know, for me, you know, like I take the weekends off. I've been playing Call of Duty all weekend, and that's what I do on the weekends. But, you know, like too many agents get distracted, like, oh, let's make a video. Oh, but I did this, and this. Okay. Like, or, hey, I make my calls. Oh, but I need to do this and this. Like for me, like my days are just getting as many training as possible. Like I'm still, you know, the webinars I post for you guys, I don't just post it in training event. I actually attend as many of them as I can. So attending those. And for me, like I just had a couple of key things, which is recruiting calls, making sure I post content on Instagram, making sure our agents get what they need, and, you know, checking with our leadership team, going to our coaching calls. I said on the team call already, I have my coach, Tom Ferry, which we upgraded to Team Plus coaching. Now I have 6 calls a month. We're share half of them with Elias. And then I have Raquel, my other coach. We have 4 coaching calls a month. And then I just brought her on to be a coaching leadership coach for our leadership team, because I don't know how to group the leadership team. So I'm going for extra help. That's why, like, you guys, it's a great big deal that you guys come to this coaching call, so you don't know what you don't know. And then on Monday, if some of you guys still have my calendar, 10 o'clock today, I hop in the fast forward movement. I don't learn that many things, but within an hour, I might pick up 1 tip, and that 1 tip is going to drive my business 1%. And 1% a month is still going to increase your business by 10% a year, which is pretty significant when you're at this, you know, whatever level you're at. So, you know, like I always don't tell you guys to do things we don't do. You know, we stick to our program. We set up our calendars. We're constantly in front of agents or prospects, our clients. We go to coaching, go to training. And those are all the things that's going to make you successful. But too many people get distracted by lots of different things. It could even be like, if you're in the office, you know, like, it's great, we're chatting each other all the time, but some people are just in the office chatting all day. I mean, we're social animals, but you know, maybe people need to go in the corner like myself. I work in the back. I'm in the zone. When I'm working, I'm in the zone. I just do what I need to do, and I come back out, make sure I chat with people, but then go back to my room and then I work. So that's no, I think that's the secret success. Is literally just do it.
You guys, you got to move super intentfully. And if you're in the office, I mean, maybe we should get like, hey, like these signs that go on the freaking glass that says I'm prospecting, don't bother me, like stuff like that. Because, you know, it's great to go in, have some social hour and things like that, but like head down, super, super intentful. That's why when I'm on coaching, like nothing else exists. When we're in meetings, nothing else exists. We are plugged in. This is how we're going to allocate our time. So I want to share something with you guys, because when we talk about business planning tomorrow, and hopefully you guys are all able to make business planning, it's one thing to set a lofty goal for yourself. And obviously that's important. It's another thing to have your why, but what am I going to be doing daily? Like we talk about the goals being the lagging indicator, the actions being the leading indicator. Kevin Magnet could say, shit, I want to do $300,000 in income next year. I want to provide for my family. I want to do this, do that, but dude never prospects. Like, well, then how, right? How? So like, we're really going to get into the nitty gritty of the action tomorrow. So when we have our session tomorrow, there's going to be tons of printouts. We're going to talk about taxes. We're going to talk about your marketing plan. We're going to talk about really compartmentalizing your business. Where does the business come from? All these things. But at the end of the day, you can have this beautiful plan and do nothing with it, right? So then once again, it's a big waste of your time. Did you have some food with everybody? Yeah. Did you high five? Did you see everyone in the office? Was it fun? It was cool. Great. But then you have this plan that is not put into place. So we're gonna work on it heavily. And you know what we're not gonna do? We're not gonna make business plans for the year and then put it in our notes and then like fold it up and put it somewhere. We're gonna review these quarterly. We're like, all right, Kevin, let's talk about the first quarter. How'd you do? Where are you at and on pace to your goal? What are the things that we need to work on? Cool. How can we better support you? Awesome. Let's move into Q2. Right? So we're going to look at this as a progressional thing throughout the year to make sure that we all can help support you guys reach your financial goals. Because at the end of the day, I'm going to be completely vulnerable with you guys. All I want to see is for you to create this life that you've always wanted for your families. That's it. That's it. So to be able to see Demian take a month off and go to the Maldives with all of his kids and be like, shit, my life is cool. I got some partner agents that are going to hook me up. We're seeing his stories and he's on this hut on the water and it's, you know, the slide out of his living room into this water that's crystal clear.
I said, say that. I like to. That's dope.
So I'm just saying, you guys, like those types of things like truly move me, right? I'm excited to see those things for you. So I'm already seeing those things for you. So Kenny and I and the leadership team, like, want to focus on how we can support you, how we can shift those things along the way. And hey, it's going to get tough. It's going to be bumpy. It's going to have some emotional roller coasters along the way. We've shared here. Kevin shared here. I've shared here. Cynthia shared here. Like we've had those times. But at the end of the day, you guys, we're going to be here to support that. And it's going to be a lot of fun. And it's going to be a lot of, you know, it's going to be some tough moments along the way. Go ahead, Kevin.
Do you have the details on the business planning? It's not on the calendar.
Yeah, it's on the calendar. It's on the Team Fast calendar.
10 to 1 tomorrow, but is it Zoom or?
So no, it's at Walnut Creek, Brentwood, and Oakland.
Wow.
And then I'll repost it again today if you guys aren't seeing it. But that's the time. So we're not going to have our meeting tomorrow. We're just going to do business planning. So speaking about this, you guys, everyone know who J.K. Rowling is? I'm sure you guys do. So I was reading this article about her, and I thought it was wonderful because, you know, if you guys don't know, J.K. Rowling was, she was on welfare, suffered from extreme depression, you know, like a single mom, just trying to figure out life, was rejected, said that this won't work. This Harry Potter story is a joke. And then one publisher took a chance on her, and look what she's done. They've sold over 500 million copies. She's worth close to $1 billion plus in you know, her net worth. And so it's like she overcame that. And she said, no matter what, I have this vision for my life of what I want to create. And she was able to do that, but she didn't stop. She didn't stop, right? You guys are going to hit some bumps along the way, but it's important that you guys figure out what's going to pull you. So I want to shift the conversation to you guys because I want to hear from you guys, because you've all been around all kinds of great people in your life. You all know success stories that have motivated you in your life. And so I want to hear some of these things from you guys. So I wrote a question for you guys this morning. I said, who is a success story that has always inspired you? And we do this probably once a quarter or twice a quarter. And how are they different than you? And most of the time that they're not. So I wanted to start out with PK, and I wanted to ask you, PK, who is a success story that has always inspired you in your life? Why? And is that person any different than you are? So let's pop it off.
I think, it's a very tough question. I normally don't really get inspired by a lot of big celebrities because I just don't know anything about them to be able to use as a reference point to get motivated or look up to. But I do have a lot of people in my life that I look up to that you guys don't know probably. There's this guy that is actually a very big developer in SF. He's Iranian. And before the revolution, he moved to the US alone, similar to me. And what he's built in the past 45 years of his life is so incredibly massive that he's feeding his entire family, sisters, brothers, now their children. Everyone is feeding from what he has built, and everyone is involved in the company. His family is all together. So I had a chance to actually spend a weekend with them. And for me, that was exactly what I want to be. I want to be able to build something that my family can also benefit from. You know that I'm an immigrant, and I've always wanted my parents to move here, Alice's parents to move here, and have my family close by. So when I think about somebody that I look up to, it's that guy and what he's been able to do for himself and his family. How is he different from me? His entire life focus and dedication has been building wealth and, becoming who he is in real estate. I'm distracted a lot. I'm all over the place, and my focus is all over the place. So that's what I'm working on. I've told you, focus is a big issue for me. And I feel like I'm getting a lot more focused as I become more clear about my goals, which are, family and being able to have everyone close to me.
Beautiful. I love that. Absolutely love it. We're going to go over to Anna. Anna, for you, who is a success story that has always inspired you? And not necessarily that person has to be a famous person. That could be a high school coach. It can be a baseball coach. I don't know who it is, but who is a success story that has always inspired you?
Oh my gosh. That's hard. It sounds really stupid, but probably my mom.
No, that's not stupid at all.
Like, it sounds kind of, like cliche, but I think the reason is because she, life hasn't been easy for her, but not in the way that probably most people would think. And she's been handed some pretty not great cards, but she has the ability to see success as something that's different than what most people do. So I love that about her because it's helped me redefine my priorities and how I view success. Success to me isn't always more money. It's it's like the character of my kids and it's the time spent with my family and my husband and building that legacy. And if she died today, she wouldn't leave much behind as far as monetary things, but dang, if she wouldn't leave a legacy of character and integrity, and that's the best.
Wow.
And how she's different than me. She doesn't get caught up by sparkly things, she just is really, really content with who she is and what she has. And kind of like PK, I'm distractible and I'm kind of all over the place. And And she just really, she sees the people, you know, like not the things. And I love that about her. And it's like every day I'm like, see the people, Anna, like don't see the things, see the people. So
Wow.
I think I've gotten better.
Wow, what a message, right? Like I wrote like the sparkly things, because think about our grandparents. My grandparents bought a house in 1961 for $11,500. Old school Italian couple. They lived in that house until they passed away. They were married for 52 years. And I don't think they ever got a new car, ever. Their success was getting us all together at the same table for Thanksgiving and for Christmas and to sit at the table. That was it. That was everything to my grandma. To cook sauce that took 8 hours. So when you said that, like not getting caught up on the sparkly things, like and focusing on the people, man, I love that, right? Success to a lot of us is maybe just a little bit more time with our kids, right? A little bit more time with the kids. And like you said, like seeing the character of my children, the fact that you have a son that is so intellectual that he just wants to read, that shit's cool, right? That's like a success. Like, damn, cool. My son is smart. I love it. I love it. Damian, let's go to you, my man. What is a success story that has always inspired you? Who is a success story that has always inspired you?
A success story that has always inspired me. Damn, that's really tough. I think I probably would have to, and this might be cheating, but I guess I'll say my wife. Like, no, I know it's cheesy, and no, we didn't have a fight, so I'm not trying to make up for anything here. No, she, from a really young age, she left home. She grew up in Idaho and moved to California as a teenager. And like, I've known her since she was 21 years old, I think. And we just started out as really good friends. I'm damn near getting teary-eyed thinking of this. Like, it's crazy, like how far we've come. But I've watched her work her way up through First Republic Bank. And she's like a big deal investigator now with this title that I don't understand, but I've really seen her work her way through the ranks without a college degree, and I was still working on getting a college degree when in our earlier years, and it was just really motivational to see how she never quit and she never complained, and I was the biggest baby. I'm like, oh, I can't do this shit, I can't do anything, I got XYZ going on. I was just all over the place, and she stayed grounded the whole time, and she's still matriculating. So that's probably like the biggest motivator to me, and the best success story close to me. Like I could point to celebrities and all that stuff, but as PK said earlier, I don't know those people. Like someone that I'm close to every day, and I just see how they never quit, and yeah, that shit is crazy.
Wow. I mean, and I'm sure it just makes you love her even more. You know what I mean? Like, no, like, and I see the inspiration. Like, man, that's a real story there, man. I didn't know all that, man. I love this.
Oh no, nobody does. The lady doesn't speak. She doesn't tell anybody about what she's been through and how far she's come. But I've noticed it, and I've been a witness to it. And like I said, this is emotional for me to talk about because I don't get to reflect on this stuff much. And now it's compounded now that I'm actually at a place where I can equally help and contribute to what we have going on together. Like is really gratifying, and she deserves everything that I've been accumulating lately. So
wow, what a story. Like I'm emotional just hearing you spit fire, bro. This is great, dude. I love it, man. Appreciate you sharing. Let's go over to Michael Swanson. Michael Swanson or Ernesto, are either of you on? I see your names there. All right, let's go over to Alyssa. Alyssa, are you on? All right, cool. Hence why I want you guys' cameras on. Bianca, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, Bianca, let's put some fire.
But you're making me go right after him. He just spit some fire. Like, come on.
But no, let's
No,
hear it.
so I didn't think it was corny at all, actually. My person is my husband, who's
Woo!
trying to kick me out of the room because he's gonna do a call blitz. So the question exactly, what was the question?
Who's the story? Who's the success story that's always inspired you?
Yeah, so my husband, I mean, he when we go to church, he shares his testimony, and man, ever since he was a kid, you know, he got taken from his parents and he lived with his grandma, you know, was on the streets at the age of 15, didn't really have a good upbringing, and kind of had all the odds stacked against him. But man, this man, like every challenge and everything that comes his way, he just uses that to just push through and motivate him. And that's how I think we're pretty different, because like once I fall, it's pretty hard for me to get right back up. But for him, like he uses that to just like push through, and he uses that anger, all that hurt and all that pain to just be a better version of himself, you know. And he tries to be, you know, like the best dad, a dad that, you know, like what he didn't have. And it's awesome. He's amazing.
Wow, that's incredible. And you know what, you guys, I've done many, you know, coaching sessions with Bianca in the last couple of weeks, and every single time we talk, husband's next to her, like making sales calls. Like, what does he do for a living?
He does tech sales.
Yeah, so he's constantly grinding. Like, she's like, they're next to him. I can see, like, you know, call blitz hour, you know. So Bianca,
I mean, because of his background too, like he's not able to get his real estate license, but man, he's passionate in real estate a lot. So me sitting next to him makes it heck of challenging for him. He'd just be trying to be all in our meetings. Say hi, babe.
What's up,
What up, big dog?
He's trying to do this No Shave November thing too. I'm like, no.
Well, Bianca, I appreciate you sharing and chiming in. Good stuff. Amy P, let's go over to you. Same question to you.
Oh, yay. I'm so excited you picked on me. Well, I have an amazing, my uncle was a Navy SEAL. And so I always looked up to him, and we were a lot alike. He loves the water. I mean, obviously he was an amazing swimmer. I love the water. He's also dyslexic and I'm dyslexic. So we always kind of clicked. And I watched him not only, I mean, he was a freaking Navy SEAL, so he's like a hero. But when he retired, he wanted to be a sheriff's deputy, and he could not pass the test. He tried and tried and tried. He took that test 3 times and he finally passed. And just to watch him, like through his life, how much he struggled and how much he overcame and how much he survived. It was always like having a hero in the family. I was like, wow, man, how do you know, it's just incredible, very inspiring. And then of course I read the David Goggins novel, which I highly recommend to anybody. If you haven't heard of David Goggins, look him up. And he also went into the Navy SEALs and the Rangers, and it's just this mental focus. And that's something maybe that I don't necessarily have, but I look up to it so much, where you can come from disabilities and poverty and difficulties, and then through your mental, you know, strength, like overcome all of these things. And it just touches me. So I have a picture of David Goggins on my vision board, actually. And then of course I have, my uncle has since passed away, but I always joke around and say I have a Navy SEAL for a guardian angel. Yeah, so I'm bulletproof.
That's right. But Amy, what an amazing story. It's like, and it gives Kenny and I and the other leaders in the team, you know, the ability to see like what's behind a lot of your most motivation, like who's inspiring you, what's motivating you, what's inspiring, what's pushing you. So I appreciate that. Michael Swanton, you got yourself back on, brother. Go ahead and spit some fire, man. Let's hear it. Good to see you.
Yeah. All right. I would say my biggest inspiration was my grandfather. My grandfather grew up in Palestine, Texas in the 1920s, walking to school with no shoes on, sleeping outside. He was the oldest of 13 kids. He relocated to Oakland in the 1950s, bought a house with his wife. He raised 9 kids in the crack era in East Oakland. None of my uncles or my dad or my aunties they're all good. None of them were dead or in jail. Worked for AC Transit for 50 years. And through everything, I've always seen him smile. Never seen him frown. Never saw him complain. You know, I think about some of the stuff that we complain about now, and he went through like 100 times more and never complained about it. Always kept the head on straight and was always able to give me words of encouragement and wisdom. Growing up, you know, I really, you know, I love my dad and I care about my dad, but disappointing my grandfather was like the worst thing in the world to me, more than anybody else. So he passed away a few years ago, but always to this day is one of my greatest inspirations.
Wow, man, that's incredible. And you know what? Like sometimes we complain, we're like, oh, I got problems, but like Michael said, like he didn't even complain, right? He didn't even complain. He just worked hard and smiled. It was positive still. Man, Michael, I appreciate you letting us in, bro, and sharing. That's a great story. Good stuff, you guys. So I'm going to move over to Aaliyah. Aaliyah, you're up next. She loves public speaking in the morning. Look at this reaction. I love it.
Definitely my mom. The question is who inspires us, right?
Yeah, what's a success story in your life that's always inspired you?
Yeah, definitely my mom, just because I admire everything that she's been, all the hardships that she's been through and how she's been able to come out basically on top, really. She's a single mom, so I can relate to that, although she has 3 children and I only have 1 child. So it's like I watched her, you know, do her thing while we were growing up, while me and my brothers were growing up. And I know now how hard that is. And especially, like I said, with more than 1 child. So yeah, just, you know, I'm not a talker, so like
you are though. Good stuff. I appreciate you. So you guys, when we think about these things, you know, and I wanted to share this because I wanted to get everyone to start to feel this morning, right? To start to see what's inspiring, maybe be reminded or hear from a Michael and hear from an Aaliyah and be like, damn, like, you know, like put some things into perspective. So I really want you guys to get in alignment with these things. And I really want you guys to take these things really, really serious, you guys. And this all comes full circle, you guys. Everything has a purpose in group coaching. So I ran our stats from 11/8 to 11/15. That's just today. People that are tracking. And you guys, once again, when you change your should to this is a must, your business will change. I promise you guys. I promise. When I look here, you guys, there's a lot of empty spaces here. And this is not about public shame. This is about awareness. This is about sharing with you guys what is possible if you continue to track, if you look at your business in a different way. Shout out to the people that are consistently on here. If you need help on how to track better and how to look at because there's very few businesses that you have the ability to track this, to look at your own behavior in order to change that behavior and improve or double down on that behavior. If Aaliyah has something that is working, if Bianca has something that's working, and she could look at the data and say, damn, I am absolutely crushing it. And based on all those things that I did, look how many appointments came from that. And we can look at that and be like, damn, Bianca, look what you did. Then she could double down on those efforts. Then she could go all in on those efforts. But when you're not looking at your business in a true business standpoint and like looking at it as a tracking mechanism, then you guys are missing huge opportunities to grow here. Huge opportunities to grow. So like I said, you guys, cadence of accountability. If your name's not on here, then you know that you can make some changes. If your name is on here, a good job. So I want to push you guys. I want to encourage you guys. I want to motivate you guys. And I want to make sure that this becomes second nature to you guys. Every day at 6 o'clock, every day at 5:30, put on your calendar, I'm going to track my CSU stats. Or set a quick reminder on your phone. Hey guys, I'm going to, you know, reminders throughout the day. It's alarm. Oh, track CSU. Okay, cool. I just had 2 conversations in Whole Foods with the people. Let me track those. Those are conversations, right? So you guys are going to hear this more and more out of my mouth. You're going to hear it more and more from our trainer and head of education. You're going to hear it more from your squad leaders. So let's all come together. And the reason why this is important, because we know it will move your needle. So I want to go around the room. We got a couple guests on the room today, and I wanted to go over to Riley. Riley, how are you? We met at Roxanne's wedding, non-wedding birthday celebration. And so I wanted to welcome you and say hello. How are you? Okay, we'll come back to Riley because I don't see her on. So who else was a guest here today? Anybody else a guest? I heard someone take the... Hi, Riley. What's happening? How
Hi,
are
everybody.
you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm sorry. I was running around with my son.
It's okay. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. It's a pleasure to be on the call and to, feel all the inspiration and listen to everybody's stories. It's awesome.
Well, I want to hear from you, Riley, and thank you for being here. What were some of your takeaways from this session or previous sessions that you've attended? What were some of your takeaways from these sessions?
Yes, definitely. I would say how to build your business, different ideas for building your business as well. Things that inspire you. That was huge today. Just different inspirations, like what gets you going, how to track your business, how to grow it, different ideas. It's really just everything. It's been awesome.
Good. Well, I love it. And thanks for being here. Appreciate it. And good to see you. Looking forward to having you on more of these calls. So hopefully Raquel mid-bite. Raquel, for you, what were some of your takeaways from today's session? I wanted to catch you before you took your next bite.
I think definitely just like you said, when who inspires you. I think I want to focus more on like who inspires me and use them as a motivation to keep pushing me so I could be where I want to be.
Good, absolutely. And like I said, you guys, when your should becomes a must, your business and life will change. I promise you. I must make these calls in order to give me the freedom to time to spend with my children. I must. So there's nothing going to stand in my way. No, I can't go to sushi with you. No, I can't go in to have drinks with you. No, I can't do that because I have to make these calls because it's a must in order for me to be able to spend my time with my family and go on 2 vacations this year. So peace, you guys. I'll see you later, but I'm going to be head down making these calls. I must make these calls. Zyra, you were walking in your purpose. And what I mean by that, Zyra opened up a business early pandemic and it didn't turn out for her. And then she said, I'm going to do something better. I'm going to get my real estate license. And now she's out here over the weekend showing these beautiful homes, cheers with wine and cheers into the good life. So Zyra, you're really walking in your purpose. You're starting to really walk into your own. What were some of your takeaways from today's session?
Man, it's always a pleasure to be on these calls because I get so much from it. All the stories of people that you look up to, not only family members, but I do think that there's almost like a misconception that we're so far away from the famous people. They're just like us, you guys. If you hear a lot of their stories from how they started, they all started how we all started. So I definitely think we're not far from there, guys. Like there's so much potential in us and it's for us to see. And sometimes, it hits home when I say stuff like this, because a lot of times, a lot of people see my potential and they're like, oh my God, you're such a natural. And I'm like, I don't see it, but it's a lot to believe in yourself, and that's what gets you far in life. And Kenny and Elias, you guys are a true inspiration, honestly.
Well, we appreciate you. You're an inspiration. You guys, nothing should stop the momentum of your dream. Nothing at all. And it really needs to compel you guys, and you need to be pulled by this, and it needs to shake you up and wake you up out of bed, right? There should be no snooze button. Like, I'm ready to go. I'm excited about a Monday, right? I hear people, pretty good for a Monday. I don't even talk to that person, right? Same shit, different day. No, it's a new day. It's a new experience. It's new energy. Like, come on. Like, that's how I feel, right? Kevin Magna, how about for you, brother? Takeaways from today's sesh.
You guys got me crying again, man.
Give it to me.
I love the emotion. It's good. It's good. You guys, I came in here after I had a really hard swim practice this morning. Like I was super tired and I did not want to get on again. And I got on and I'm reinvigorated. I've been taking some notes. And I really appreciate how open and honest and the stories that you guys shared today. It resonates. And I just really appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Beautiful. I love it. You know what? Let's give a huge round of applause to Ernesto, because Ernesto is working on a flip project that he's doing right now. As you can see, homeboy's painting the ceiling, which if you've ever painted a ceiling, that is not good on the arms. It sucks on the shoulders, sucks on the neck. It is a gut. Look at him. So shout out to Ernesto, my man. He's here. He's fucking painting the ceilings. He's gonna do it because you know why? It's a must for him. He must do these things, and so he's doing it. So you guys, I don't want to always like have to mention Sisu. I just want to once again let you guys know it's going to be patience. It's an cadence of accountability. We're going to start to get into a rhythm, but if you guys want to really look at your business and look at it in a different way, track your stats in Sisu. If you need help, let me know. If we need to do another workshop on it, let us know, but it's really, really simple. Hi, baby. So you guys go out there, and all I want you to do is I want you to win today, right? I want you to look at the things that you're doing in your business that you should do, that you make excuses why you didn't do. And I want you to say, you know what? How do I shift my mindset and make this a must? How do I shift my mindset and make this a must? Before I continue, I'm sorry, Rebecca, you had your hand up. I didn't want to miss your hand.
No problem. I wanted to share, excuse me, I listened to a podcast this morning and they were talking about how we're going into the end of the quarter and most realtors start to die down, go on vacation, mentally check out. And they were saying just add 1 hour of productivity to your day, 1 hour of calls, 1 hour prospecting, whatever it is, and you will just go swinging into the next year.
I couldn't agree with that more, right? That power hour. You know, Tom Ferry has said this for years. Right? It's the power hour. Like think about that. If you just did that 1 hour a day for 5 days a week, and you did 20 hours every single month, how would that change your business? Right? It's not going to hurt your business at all. It's only going to advance you forward. So I appreciate that, Rebecca. So you guys go out there and really win your day. When we think about the shoulds and the must, if it is a should or a must that you provide the best type of life for your family, that you spend quality time with them, that you're able to relax with them, take more vacations, and just be able to connect, then you need to change some of your shoulds to must, because there's some things that are right in front of you that you have the ability to do so. But like a lot of you said, is we get distracted, we lose focus, right? Things coming our way. But you guys, it is like, I'm taking this island. I'm taking this island. And that's how I feel. I feel like that every single day, you guys. I want to take the island every single day. Kenny and I are going to meet with a brokerage up in Sacramento today, 30 plus people, over $50 million in production. And we're going to talk to them about forming an alliance and a partnership. Like how grateful I am for this experience to go up there and sit at the table with these guys, and they're believing in us because of what you guys have created. They're looking at us and saying, wow, look at what they have created. Look at their team members. Look at the systems they have. Look at the training they have. Like, those are people we want to do business with and learn from them. I'm beyond grateful. So you guys, let's have an amazing day. Let's go out there and own our day. Let's crush our day. Let's win today. If you need anything, I'm 100% in your corner. I believe in you. I'm grateful for you. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. And thank you for all of your hard work and commitment. Thanks to all the husbands and wives that were mentioned, the grandparents and grandparents that were mentioned as well. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful day.